live now. We're in here doing this. Oh man. Welcome in everyone. Welcome to the shit show that this is gonna turn into. Oh boy, hope you guys are ready for such an event. To transpire in the Lord's year of 2022 with me, host for tonight, Soapy Muffins. Hello everyone who doesn't know me. Joined with my co-host, Dave Oster.
Hey everybody.
If we get to be pretty judgmental today, and I'm good at doing that. I don't like when other people judge me because they're mean to me. That's besides the point. We get to judge them today, though. Because for everyone who's seeing the title, our Discord, we had some people. We got some people together. We got some names. We're like, hey, you guys want to do a draft? And they're like, yeah, sure. Lo and behold, we got it before you. Host this, as we did last year. Obviously, not as efficiently because Ricky's a way better host than I am. I'm just going to kind of sit here and angle my way through it and hope this doesn't turn into a train wreck. But who knows? Train wrecks are always pretty fun to watch. I hear.
I root for you, Soapy. Every time you host, it gets better and better.
And hey, eventually at some point I'll actually get into a good host. But before we get into everything, let's do some housekeeping first. Obviously, if you'd like to participate, if we do this again next year, who knows? We could not. Hey, this one was last minute. Maybe we plan the next one ahead of time.
Shout out to Tim for making us do it last minute.
Yeah. It's also, we could even, posing this idea on the spot, a way too early Discord mock. I'd host it. I don't fucking know how to set anything up. I still need a producer, but hey.
Mm-hmm.
If it works, it works. If you'd like to get in on that action, you can join us in the Discord in the description down below. Once again, we'll talk about the draft. Obviously, at the time of this recording, it's tomorrow or 2 days? Something like that?
Tomorrow. We are literally 1 hour away, almost on the dot.
Yeah. There you go, guys. If you want to be able to, hop in and, see live reactions. If you guys want to see my reaction to Jeremy Grant getting traded? That's in there too.
Oof.
All that type of stuff's in there. We also got a bunch of nerdy stuff you can talk about, but that's the Discord. Every Discord's got the nerd stuff. There's even a food channel. We're just a typical Discord with a name on it now. Well, if you'd like to support us at a monetary value, we do have a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, and it is going to be, it debuts first on Patreon for gold tier members. There's 4 tiers you can support us at: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. I think it's platinum. I'm just going to always say platinum. I don't care if it's wrong at this point. It's iconic for me to say it wrong. Hey, would you look at that? I think, is there anything else we got to plug, or is those really?
I mean, we have an entertainment channel that has a brand new weekly episodic show.
I think it's a couple times a month.
Okay.
Not too familiar with that part, but hey, you guys can go root for King Shrimpy, and as the Shrimp Gang takes over the wrestling world. But we're not going to get into that. Let's get directly into this draft. Now, like we said, we divvied it out. This is basically the official thing. There's not been any other trades that at least I know of at this point that have moved picks. This was just at the time that we set this all up. Starting at the number 1 overall pick. Dave, I guess I'll ask, who do you think was the first pick before we drag Sam in here?
Well, all the smoke, all the reports out there are Jabari Smith to the Magic is the expected number 1 pick. Do I agree with it? Maybe not. Probably not. Do I think there's a better player? Absolutely. I think it just comes down to them trying. And again, these are all reports. Reports is reports. Believe what you want to believe. There's a lot of smoke out there this season. But yeah, Jabari Smith seems to be the guy who is going to the Magic by all accounts. So I'm guessing we'll hear from a GM.
Sam, who do you have the Orlando Magic taking at number 1? You there, bud? You hear us?
Oh no. It's our best friend technical difficulties.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes we can.
There we go.
Orlando Magic General Manager Sam.
They will be picking Chet Holmgren from center from Gonzaga.
Ooh.
Right.
Already a shakeup.
I know there's talks of at least Chet possibly falling. I know this is like a new thing because like he didn't send his medicals to teams, and people are like he could be falling. I think as
Yeah.
much as I'm personally not a Chet believer, I think he's not going to be the absolute best at the next level. I think he's going to be good.
I
Like
think you're
even as a
wrong.
Chet
I think
denier,
he is the best player in this draft class and is not even close. I think
Yeah,
that
you
this
know?
is a guy whose ceiling is so incredibly high, and the knocks on him are incredibly unrealistic. Oh well, is he big enough? Is he strong enough? He's 19. He was one of the best defensive players in college history. He had one of the highest advanced stat seasons from a true shooting offensive percentage. Literally every stat on the floor is like, man, this kid is special, and everybody's like, but he's skinny and he has thin shoulders. Can't take him in the NBA. Not going to work out. I don't understand it. He is by far the most talented player. He's probably the smartest player in this draft class as well. I applaud you, Sam. You went out there and made the pick that the Orlando Magic are too much cowards to make.
Eh. Now this is where the interesting part comes in, Dave, because obviously
Yeah.
a lot of people are expecting Jabari to be the number 1 overall pick. So there's already consider it a shakeup. Some say would, some wouldn't say. Let's see who's off the board here at number 2 as we bring in there's GM JD or the Don in Discord. All right, JD, you got technical difficulties too?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
So,
So
who do you have the Thunder taking?
the Thunder will be taking Paulo Banchero, forward from Duke.
Fucking go.
What is going on?
This is why I love this. I stand by it. I think Paulo is the best player in this class. I stand by it. I don't care he doesn't play defense. Guess what? You don't get paid to play defense unless you're really fucking good at it.
Wow, we're quoting Jabari now? Is that where we're at?
Fuck yeah, we're quoting Jabari. He is an elite scorer, best scorer of the top 3, arguably, in this whole class, unless if Keegan Murray decides to know how to dribble the ball all of a sudden.
Well,
Hey, I love it, JD. I love you for taking him, and I am so fucking happy to not see him go 3.
that I think the most interesting thing here is if you gave the Thunder the opportunity to take Paulo or Jabari, I do agree that this is the pick they would make. I think it's spot on to what the Thunder fans, front office, everyone would expect is given that situation, absolutely you take Paulo Banchero. I mean, look, if half the reports are true about, he's a 6'10 mobile 4 who can absolutely ball handle, create for himself. He works the mid range. He's gonna get the jab step down. He's basically gonna look like Carmelo Anthony Jr. out there a little bit. But he's just a selfless passer too, which is the cool thing about it. Playing in a system in college that didn't really use a true point guard, he got to showcase a lot of passing skills. Very smart player offensively, like you said. Defense, yeah, wasn't there. How much did he try though? Will he try at the next level? Those are all valid questions.
I mean, hey, if it works out though, imagine trying to even compete with that team on offense because you got SGA and now you got mixed into that as well, Paulo.
SGA, Paulo, Giddey. Oof.
You don't got to worry about defense. Dort's still there.
Dort is still there at the moment.
If they're, he could be on the move. But
next year we'll get fucking Victor. Ooh, that's dirty.
That's gonna be a scary time.
That
Right,
is
so moving
dirty.
on to 3. And so, who do you have the Rockets taking at 3? As I stutter over myself because English language is hard.
Well, with the 3rd pick in the draft, the Houston Rockets are going to go with the best player available, Jabari Smith.
That's a fancy
Okay.
way of saying Keegan Murray.
No. No, I think it would take a miracle if anyone went over the top 3. Like, I feel like it's been a lock for so long that I just don't see a shakeup. Everybody talked about Jaden Ivey. It seems like he's set to go 4 to some team. Don't know which one yet, but we'll see in our mock draft if that happens. But no, I think that Jabari fit wise. I mean, who doesn't want a 6'10 shooter who spaces the fuck out of the floor and has pretty good defensive potential coming into the NBA? Not a bad pick by any means. Does it make me excited about the Rockets as much as it would, Paolo Banchero being in there? No, but good team then. Still good team.
And I think as well, he also, I think he actually, and now granted, I know obviously the Rockets are a team right now. They're not in like the, build around this player mode just yet.
JG4 and Şengün are the core,
No,
baby.
No, but what I'm meaning is like, not at like, okay, let's take this guy because that's the positional need. They're still at the like get talent.
Yeah,
At
I
this
agree.
point, like, and it's Jabari's fit is well next to JG4 is what I also really like because obviously the Rockets have multiple picks throughout this draft. Let's see who goes there in this one.
Yep, they absolutely do.
And-
The interesting thing is the pairing with Şengün for me because I think that Jabari as a help defender would be amazing for the rim protection. Şengün tries, he hustles hard on defense. I think he's not as bad as people make him out to be, but having, a 6'10 Jabari come up from the weak side, that's going to help out your defense quite a bit in those rotations. So I think pairing wise, you're basically getting, if you can't get Chet, Jabari's probably the next best, help four that you could go for.
Yeah. Moving on to a pick that is probably getting moved draft night or potentially a couple days after, but they'll pick for someone. Call up the GM, John. We're still slowly loading.
Oh.
Here is John. Technical difficulty strike once more.
Oh no. It's rough. Ooh, so is my cough. Wow.
Drag back down.
We're hoping for the best here.
Here's.
Greetings.
There we go.
We heard it.
You guys want to see?
No, but that's okay.
All right. Fourth pick in 2002 NBA mock draft. Sacramento Kings select Shaden Sharp. Out of Kentucky.
Shaden Sharp. Okay, we got a mock buster again. Now, for those who new, for those of you who are uninitiated, this man is a legend in our Discord. He doesn't go the same way everybody else does. He's not a groupthink kind of guy. And that's why I respect the hell out of him. Because he likes his guys and he's got good reasons behind it. And Shaden Sharp going for, I'll be honest, I'm a fan. Got my vote. I like it. I think that the overblown, workouts and whatnot is ridiculous. What we've seen out of him, most importantly to me, is what I've heard out of his teammates from his short time practicing in college. I say practicing because for those who don't know, Shaden Sharp did not actually play any college games this year. Basically, it was the option of he could have came up, and technically he was fighting with eligibility rulings. By the time it got cleared up, it was like, what's the point? He already had basically a lotto, guaranteed, it seems, so why risk it? But, his teammates literally said on one of the best college teams, this guy's the best guy on the court. This guy's got moves. He's doing this. He's doing that. So I take their word. I take, the word of a fantastic head coach. Like, I like it. What do you think, Soaps?
Yeah, I also really enjoy it. It's like I have Shaden falling in mine, and I think it's mostly just because teams like picking out of high school, obviously great players that come from it, but also really bad players to where like it's almost like a 50-50. Like you find the guys who hang around, and it's right now the Kings. We've heard a lot of reports of what they want to do with the fourth. Could be moved. If they keep it, they may be a team that picks a guy who helps right now, which would be like a Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
Like Sharp may not be a person who helps right away because obviously, not playing professional basketball for a little bit,
A little bit of a setback, maybe.
I mean, it's Shaden. He easily has one of the highest ceilings in this class, arguably the highest. Like it is.
I'm arguing again, say the word Chet out loud, but he is a wing where Chet is not a traditional wing. So, Shaden definitely has that upside. He's the most important role in the NBA right now. So, I love the idea. And again, like for somebody who, like you said, limited activity during his time in college. It's hard to compare him to anybody in recent years because, like, most recently it was James Wiseman, but he started to play, then got hurt in the NBA. So, like, I wouldn't really judge his rookie season by that. Same with like Darius Garland. Garland played a handful of games in college, notoriously hurt, and then it was done. And then rookie year, pretty trash for about half of it. And the other half, he lit it absolutely on fire and has been just an absolutely shining star in the NBA since. So on his way to hopefully multiple All Stars and whatnot in the East, like he looks like an absolute stud. So I think the limited tape thing is less and less of a concern to me because it's just raw talent, and that's what this kid has. He has athleticism. He's got a build. He's got great wingspan. And his offensive kit, I'm telling you, it is polished. For somebody who didn't play college basketball, he was more worried about building himself as an NBA player than winning college games for a coach and a school. And I think there's benefits there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Ricky, I do need to ask this question at least. So for the 5th, obviously, Mataruk was up, but at the time, things were happening. Like it would have taken a little bit to make the pick, so he deferred the pick off to me. So I made it. You want me to announce it, or would you like for us to bring Matt Rogan in?
I have already told him I am ready to pull him in to make the pick.
All right, let's bring Matt Rogan to make the pick. Matt Rogan, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey. All right, ready to make the pick?
With the 5th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Jaden Ivey, guard, Purdue.
All right. Yeah, so obviously, I was the one who ended up making the pick here. Family issues and everything. Hope everything's okay. But Ivy has been so heavily connected to Detroit at this point. It's obnoxious. Like, I have seen people on Twitter who are Jaden Ivey defenders, and this is the thing. I'm not the biggest fan of him. If he turns out good, cool. Obviously, my team already just got swindled today. If I may as well get swindled on draft night, too, if he turns out bad.
Oh, come on.
And hey, I have faith that he could work next to Cade.
He should. He absolutely should. And if you guys get, a good center out there, too, I'm just saying, you got an interesting young core.
And it's like, and that's just the thing. The main reason I picked him here is because the fact that he is so heavily linked, his connections to Michigan itself is just really insane.
Yeah.
Because when we used to have I don't remember if it was a WNBA team or like another women's basketball league. His mom was actually a player in Detroit.
Yep.
He has family here. He has lived here before. So it's basically, he's already basically come out and said he wants to be in Detroit. So it's like, okay, we may as well take the guy who wants to be here. It doesn't
one
tend
way
to
or
happen a
another.
lot.
Yeah, one way or another, I think you guys get this done, even if it does require in the actual draft trading up to 4 overall.
I mean, I hope he's still there at 5 if that's what we're doing. But hey, I'm fine with whoever, goes to us there at 5.
All right.
All right, moving on to the 6th pick. We got the Pacers. The GM on up here. Here's, buddy.
Dun dun.
Technical difficulty strike again.
God. Bless it. No, it's so wait and see. Can you hear? Can you talk? Oh, no.
We ain't hearing anything. So.
Oh no. The Pacers can't make their pick. Quick, Portland, get up here. Make the pick, steal it.
If it's gonna be the difficulties, I can just announce the pick here.
Yep.
All right. So, at the 6th pick, the Indiana Pacers are taking Dyson Daniels, and it's basically, I'm not saying foregone conclusion at this point.
Yeah.
But it is heavily rumored that this is most likely what is going to happen.
What is it about Daniels to the Pacers that makes sense? What makes that the perfect fit for them?
I think it's mostly just the fact of, like, they've said nonstop praise about him. Like, they're talking about these are the greatest workouts we've ever seen from someone. Which, I mean, that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
And even, like, if it's a team that doesn't draft well, like, you still see people who are good coming through.
I'd say you'd hope Rick Carlisle has a decent eye for talent, right? He's done a couple things in his career.
Just a little bit. You'd hope he'd at least, somewhat know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I love it. I think that instantly, you add another ball handler, you add a guy who can work in transition, you add a good defender. Obviously the shot during the majority of the season was pretty terrible. During the last 10 games, he cleaned it up. His shot has looked to be changed a little bit since then, even from the workout videos. So hey, if he's a workout kind of guy, if he's a workout warrior, willing to put in the effort, that's exactly who you want. That's the biggest problem in the draft is you can draft based off talent, but you don't know these guys' personality. And the fact that they're speaking so highly of his workouts means that he's got a great work ethic, which means he's going to continue working and building on that game. So I think that that's one of the most attractive qualities you could get in a draft pick. So I'm all in on this one.
I really like the pick as well. Moving on to the Blazers. Get returning GM. Does he bring back the shades like he did last year? Can you hear us, buddy?
Loud and clear. With the 7th pick, Portland Trailblazers select Johnny Davis, guard out of Wisconsin.
Oh,
right.
Bold move, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Bold move.
Get another mock buster.
Johnny Davis, someone who I think a lot of people in the last month have had falling down to the teens, from what I've seen. Consensus around that area. Mostly concerned, from what I've heard, is around that lack of an outside shot. He seems like, questionable off-ball talents, which at the next level, you're not always going to be on ball, so you got to operate that way. But we're talking about one of the best guard defenders in this draft class. Somebody who's high intensity, looks like an absolute dog on the court, and will get after, as a point of attack defender. So every team wants one of those, at least one. Somebody who can create their own shot, especially in the mid-range. We know how valuable that is in the playoffs. So, there's a lot of things to like about Johnny Davis. The fact that you've got year-over-year growth to point at in college and say, look, he wasn't a one-year wonder. He's a guy who put in the work. Again, I emphasize that more than a lot of other people, but, I truly think that, having that growth makes you a more attractive prospect because you give a fuck about your game.
And as well, guessing if Portland keeps the pick. They probably not, because there's been a rumor now of who they are going to trade the pick to.
Oh.
Have you heard this rumor of
I've not.
it may be on the move for OG. Which may be in Portland, which with Jeremy Grant. They're actually
if Jeremy Grant can get them a 2025 first, I'm not sure how OG values into number 7 overall, though. That one doesn't quite add up to me, but we'll see.
Who knows? It's Portland. I'm not any Portland fan out there. I'm not trying to take a dig. My team just did trade a guy who almost was an all-star one year for a pick 3 years down the line.
That'll be pick 25.
Yeah. Hey, you never know the
future.
future.
You moved up in the second round this year, though. That's the important part.
For Max Christie.
Probably.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think as well, just even talking about it with them keeping the pick, I like it because the fact that Davis strikes me as a guy, he is going to step in and help right away. Obviously, like you said, the shot is not there yet. It's shown signs of where it's hey, I'm here. Not good. I'm here. And it's, being able to then pair him with Simmons or real Ant.
Thank you. Respect it.
I'm only saying that because you're here. I wouldn't call him the real Ant any other time, but
I appreciate it.
The real Ant. Him being there, that gives him a really good backcourt mate to be able to kind of, and it's just I like Davis. I don't know if I'd personally have him go this high, but I don't think it's a bad pick.
No.
All right, moving on to 8. Let's see if technical difficulties screws us over on this one again. Can you hear us, buddy? Still looking like no.
Oh my god. Unfortunate that the 8th pick will not be made by a GM Live. So we'll have to what are our sources saying the 8th pick is?
Our sources are saying the 8th pick is Keegan Murray.
Ooh. Now, as a man who's been mocked Keegan Murray a bunch, Soapy, how do you feel about that?
I'm surprised he fell. I know obviously people range in how they feel about Keegan Murray. If some people think he's value too high, some people think that, he could be even higher. Okay, like I've said before, I think the Kings have a very real chance of taking him at 4.
Yep.
And I think I like his fit here. I think the only thing I question is he's not obviously going to start because BI and Zion are there. So what point guard are you pairing him with? Because that's when he's at his best, is when he's paired with a point guard that makes people better. Because obviously, this thing, he is an off-ball god. Ask him to do anything off-ball, and he's doing it. Sometimes
True.
shooting, but his jump shot is slower than a grandma.
Yeah.
And hey, fixed Lonzo's shot, made it really good in New Orleans. They could make Keegan Murray a sniper.
I mean, you're not wrong. I think Murray translates pretty quickly to the NBA too, and he's a nice insurance package for Zion. I know we're all kid gloves with Zion because of his injuries, his weight, the fact that people shouldn't exist with the amount of athleticism and size that man has in one package. So Pelicans have played it very, very cautiously during the last year, and I think a lot of people are pissed off about that. But I think that as a backup piece, you couldn't get anybody better to step in because, again, they have their defensive stopper in Herb already. Like you said, maybe a point guard, but this class isn't exactly ripe with point guards. So, you just kind of take BPA here, and that's a deep team. That is a scary and deep team if they are able to stay healthy next year.
And especially just with the fact of, it's obviously depending on any extra moves they want to make. If they, or even if Kira Lewis Jr., grows even more into a point guard, now giving him someone that is incredible off ball. Especially because now, obviously, BI has the ball in his hands a lot.
Yep.
So to CJ, you now have someone who's a perfect complementary piece to that if Zion is not playing. I'm not hoping injury, knock on wood, that he actually gets to play.
Yeah. I'll be honest, the guy here that I was thinking would be a really good fit would be Ben Mathurin, someone who I'm a big fan of. Surprising faller to me, honestly, because I think that, if you're looking for a catch and shoot guy, he is absolutely that guy. He will run loops around the court, force people to chase, space him out. His defense still needs some work, but it's not terrible by any means. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I always forget that Herb Jones wasn't their first pick last year. They did draft a shooting wing with good size, whose name escapes me at the moment, but he is there. He played decent. I guess, we'll continue to wait and see on that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Keegan would be a huge ad.
Oh, yeah. Right, so going on to 9, bringing back the Discord legend himself, John, to make the pick here for the Spurs. Asking it every time. Can you hear us? Just to make sure technical difficulties doesn't derail us too much.
Dun, dun. Oh no. Oh no.
Difficulties strike again. It always does.
Those bastards.
I will say while we wait to see if John can hear us, the one thing I will say, so everyone out there knows, I'm on the back end messaging everyone because we know that we're on a delay. So we're trying to do the best possible to try to make everyone kind of aware that when they're being pulled in and so that they're kind of ready.
Appreciate that. Soapy, while we wait, John, wait, one more check. Okay. While we wait, Soapy, you want to recap?
Trey Murphy, by the way.
Yes, Trey Murphy. I forgot they did Trey Murphy last year first because, again, Herb was such a steal and got all the minutes, and it was like, wait, didn't they have a first round pick on Trey Murphy? Like, where the fuck's he been?
Sorry, I had to look that up too, to be honest. I was like his name, I remember it, but what were you?
I was gonna say now might be a good time for a quick recap for those just joining, because our Discord mock did not go as expected, by any assumptions.
So far we're on the 9th pick for everyone who's just joining. Number 1, Holmgren. At number 2, Paulo Banchero. At 3, Jabari Smith. At 4, Shaden Sharp. At 5, Jaden Ivey. At 6, Dyson Daniels. At 7, Johnny Davis. And at 8, Keegan Murray. Are we just making the pick? He's muted in Discord now.
No, J-Dub. We've lost him.
It's the video's loading. John, if you are talking, check in Discord to see if it says you're muted, because it does say you're muted in on your thing.
Dun 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 dun.
I wish my fan get picked up on microphone. It's like getting hot in here.
While we wait 1 more minute for that, let's take a look in chat. Holmes may go to the Hawks in a John Collins deal. Do you think that would be good on both sides? If John Collins plus something, well, the current pick for 4 is on the table, Holmes would be a not terrible return. I'll be honest. It's a throw-in piece for contract. I get that, but I've always liked Holmes. I'm surprised he took a deal that he did. And he clearly does not fit next to Domantas Sabonis. So I'd be cool with that if I was a Hawks fan. I think that Big O is definitely the star to go forward with, but Holmes will be a nice vet presence in that locker room.
Okay, so moving on, just so then that we're not stuck on this pick forever. At 9, John had the Spurs taking Tari Eason. All I'm saying, this is why I love you. This is why I love it. I have preached Tari Eason for most of the year. I know in my mock I've had him falling, and it's just because we have so many risers that are rising up into the lottery, and where it's like, I mean, he's good, but this guy's probably going to be there. Tari Eason's always that guy where I'm like, I love him, I want him to go high, but then I always have the thought in the back of my mind of is someone else is going to be there that's more intriguing. I like the fact that it fits the Spurs too. They never take the expected guy.
That's true, and they have a gaping hole at power forward. Zach Collins came healthy by the end of the year. That was their. We'll throw a toss out on the former Portland Trail Blazers lotto pick. See how he does. He didn't play badly, but Keldon Johnson at the 4 is definitely not it. He's definitely better suited for the 3. So I think that Tari Eason had some size, some toughness, and some defense to that team. I think that'd be a pretty good fit, actually. Pretty good addition to that team.
And I really do love it. I love the unconventional pick. Honestly, at this point, that's what makes this really interesting. Is the fact of we still have Ben Mathurin on the board.
How?
It's I feel like though in this thing, like I said, I love the pick. If Ben Mathurin was here, I do think they'd be like, look, okay, we do love picking the guy no one expects us to take.
Oh,
that's just handing him that. I mean, hey, it's a good pick. I don't know if I'd personally do it, but hey. So moving on to 10, I'm gonna bring Tim back in, and he'll announce the pick for the Wizards. Welcome back, Tim.
Hello.
You seem to be the only person not affected by technical difficulties at all.
I'm the man. So with the 10th pick, the Portland Trail Blazers are selecting. Oh no, they're not. It's the Wizards.
The Wizards right now.
Oh yeah, we're trading.
Ousmane Dieng.
Ousmane Dieng. He is a late riser. Seemingly in the last month of the year, everybody has started to start freaking out over this kid's potential because he is a 6'9", 6'10" wing with ball handling skills, who has you say that, you could just stop. You could not add a single thing more, and that right there puts you in lottery range, in my opinion, because they just don't make him like that. But he has really good skills, got a good floater. He needs to work on some key pieces to his game, but I'll tell you what, that it would not shock me to see him taken even higher than this in the actual draft. But yeah, he's got a great kit. Seems to be a hard worker. He struggled so hard out the gates playing in Australia for the New Zealand Breakers. But I like it. I'm good with it. Is it the Wizards' problem that they have 7 guys who play the same position? No, they'll figure it out.
Yeah. That was my thing when I saw it. I was like, oh, they're stacking the wings. We're getting the all-wing lineup.
They're copying, what the Toronto Raptors are doing,
Everyone's big.
Everyone's a big wing.
The dad.
Dad Van Vliet kept getting put in trade rumors. I don't know if they're going to keep him. I don't know. We'll see.
Trading them for tall guards. If you have a tall guard, just know Fred VanVleet's on the way to your team right
Dalen Terry's on the way. They're going to move up for him.
now. All right, so moving on to 11. Chainsaw's going to make the pick for the Knicks.
Oh, sorry. With the 11th pick in the draft, the New York Knicks select defensive specialist Jeremy Sochan.
Oh.
I actually really like this one. It's mostly because the fact of where it's like, how quick are Knicks fans going to hate the fact Sochan's offense stinks?
Well, how quick are they going to get to see him? Because on paper, this guy should be an ad instantly. He's a defensive first guy. He's switchable. Tom Thibodeau should love him. Tom Thibodeau hates kids. It's not shocking news to anyone. I mean, most predict this is his last year there, without a surprising finish to the year. So we'll see, but I think that he's exactly the kind of piece that they need to help RJ move forward because, they seemingly took a handful of stabs at guards and potential wings last year. I think that he would be fantastic because he's a bit of an extra player, like he can pass, he can move the ball as like a connector piece in that offense. He's not looking out for his own baskets. He's a decent slasher. He can backdoor cut a little bit. Like he's got an all-around game, and then defensively, outside of the elite centers in the NBA, probably the ideal size as we've seen over the last couple of years. Like you want that 6'9", 6'10" kind of guy who can play out and cover the perimeter. So I think it's great.
And especially with the fact of, depending on how they want to handle Randall, if they, wow, I guess I just look at, like, depending on what the Randall situation turns into, if Randall's off the team at some point, I feel like he's like the perfect guy you can kind of plug in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's already also been talks of them bringing back Mitchell Robinson. So, obviously they still believe in him. And just like, imagine trying to score on those two, besides when Mitch Rob fouls out of the game 10 minutes in. Like, he's not
Or
fouling
hurts
out,
your starting power forward and ends the season.
Yeah.
Don't hold a grudge against that or anything.
But besides that point,
Yeah.
like that front court defense would be really scary to try to score on because the fact of Sochan is, I would say, easily the most versatile defender. He guards 1 through 5. Honestly, I think he's gonna be an absolute I think he's gonna be like what Herb Jones was, where everyone was like, "Oh my God, Herb Jones is this defensive god." Obviously, Herb was known for his defense coming into the draft, but he wasn't the known pick. Obviously, we made the joke that we forgot the other guy who went before him.
Yeah.
It wasn't even really a joke. It was an.
He made us forget about that name of that player that I've already forgotten again. Trey Murphy. That's how little.
And that's the thing. And I think Sochan's going to be one of those guys. He massively stands out. My only concern is just how is he going to fit into the offense? Because the Knicks already kind of don't have the best spacing in the world, so him being a slasher doesn't help too much, especially when RJ's main thing is he's pretty good at going to the basket.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing for RJ to figure out how that... I don't know. I think that there are so many pieces on the Knicks that are being moved. I'll be honest, I don't think Randall's not in the long-term plans. D Rose sure as hell ain't. There are just a handful. Obviously, Nerlens is going to be a free agent, but they're clearing house, and I'm expecting by the end of this year we'll have a really good picture of a nice young core. RJ, if Sohan's there, Sohan, Mitch Rob, Grimes, Deuce. I guess Obi Toppin, even though I absolutely don't like him at all as a prospect or as a player so far, but some people really clutch on to, Obi Toppin as a thing, so I'll give it to him.
All right, let's swing into one of the Thunder's 400 picks, and by 400 I mean just however many they're going to actually end up in with the draft, because they could package all these together for a superstar for all I know. All right, JD, read it in Discord just so you know.
Yeah.
What do you got the Thunder taking at 12?
Okay, so Thunder are taking Jalen Duren, Gunner, Memphis.
All right.
I
actually really like it. Now, granted, in every mock that I have done, aka one,
Yeah.
since we did our joint mock, I have Duran below Williams. I think the Thunder are a perfect team for him because of the fact Duran's not going to step in and be super impactful right away. He needs a little bit more time to grow. Or like you can see it's there. You can see all of the skill set is there. It's just, is he going to have the time to be able to get it together? Because like when people would have him go at 7 to the Blazers, it's like they want to push for playoffs. I don't think he would step in and be a playoff center. That's why I had Mark Williams always going above him in that sense. Where like Mark Williams will just step in and be like, "Hey, better right now."
Yep.
Like Duran, I think has like the better overall skill set potential paired with that athleticism and the fact of the Thunder are a team. They're not looking to be good. They want Victor next year.
Yeah, one more year, baby.
They got Victor. So basically, like they got Victor on lock at this point. They're just like, fuck it, we'll take Duran if he turns out to be good. Cool.
It's interesting to compare the two centers between Williams and Duran, because both are athletes in like the 99th percentile in one category or another. Like obviously Williams' measurements put him over the top in a lot of people's minds. Just freakishly long arms, great wingspan, defensive instincts galore. The man was basically super underutilized in college from everyone's opinion. Who I've heard talk, like it just comes down to like he can do more, and I think that's what everybody's hyping up. And on the opposite side, Duran is like fucking brick shit house, just crazy muscles, great vertical. Obviously the most impactful game of the season for him was playing against Chet. And even though, Chet did block the shit out of him a couple times, Duran physicality really fucked with him. And that's the nice thing you get to see is like, look, he's ready to bang in the post right now, because of his body. I still think he was on a terribly coached team. No offense to Penny Hardaway. I love you, man. You're my hero. But that team was just, it was off. And we could blame one man, one kid, really, for just fucking with the whole team this past year. Soapy's a big fan of him.
Absolutely.
Amoni Bates, way to go, champ. But I really do think Duran, like, people were comping him to like baby Dwight, and because of the shoulders, because of the muscle, because of how much he can get up and go at the rim, but he's gonna be something. I just don't know. Like you said, center value is always tricky in the NBA because you can always find replacement level centers. Except if you're the Bulls and you have to go sign TT at the end of the fucking year and pray to God that the playoff run makes it.
So moving on to the first of the Hornets picks, let's bring Mad Rogue in to make the selection. You hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Welcome.
Always just got to double check.
Yeah. With the 13th pick in the NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Mark Williams, center, Duke.
All right.
Nice.
So basically, the two centers that we just praised all high heaven both go back to back.
They could look to trade out, which means that Hornets second pick at 15. You can't afford to not take Mark Williams before, because the Cavs could trade out. Somebody else could come take Mark Williams. So you go after the guy you like. And Mark Williams, we just talked about his measurables, his defense, rim protection. Like, he's basically Clint Capella. But he has the upside of being able to maybe stretch the floor a little. Might be able to pass a little. He still have that upside hope. And he's going to be getting paid on a rookie salary, which beats the hell out of how much money Clint Capella's making.
And especially just with the fact that we're now at this point, like, I feel basically he is the guy of like, all right, no more Plumlee starting. More.
Speaking of, I believe his contract was just made official for the season today. So he's on the books for $9 million.
Anyways.
He's trade bait. We all know it.
Trade bait and back to the bench with you. And we'll eventually think about playing Kai Jones in the NBA if we want to.
Why play him in the NBA when he can look like fucking Shaq in the G League?
Who's the other center they have? You know who I'm talking about, right? Like the other guy who's like pretty good, but he never played.
Like a bunch of guys in that fucking team, man. They were so deep.
Let me look up the roster. So
I'll wait. If you're talking about JT Thor, he's not center. He's a wang. I fucking loved him.
It's a different guy. It's
Okay.
Nick Richards.
Nick Richards, another pick I liked in the past. Yeah, I think he was super underrated. He's basically the backup NBA center from day one. He's smart. He doesn't make too many fuck ups. He's not gonna wow you with any damn thing he does, but he just plays clean basketball. You want your big to rebound and box out? He could do those things.
Yeah, he is there.
I like him, but yeah.
Oh, moving on to the 14th, the Cavs. Ready to make the selection. Let's bring
While
Sam
I'm
in.
pulling in Sam, I do want to say I love what Mad Rogue did on the last pick, changing his voice a little bit because he was Charlotte's GM, not the pick that he had before.
Come on, guys, step your game up.
All right, Sam.
Make the selection
with the Cavs pick.
Hope technical difficulties doesn't mess it up this time. Able to hear us? I don't know why I asked that. I should probably just ask and you talk.
Speak.
The Cavaliers will bring Benedict Maturo from Arizona.
Ben Mathurin from Arizona, finally off the board. I cannot
What a
believe
fall.
it took this long.
What
I've got him
a guy who's been
so
damn
high
near-
on my board.
I was gonna say a guy who I'm not saying is like a lock for top 8, but like a lot of people. There's been talks of him going as high as 5.
Yeah.
All the way down here at 14. He could be the steal of the draft. It just at that point.
I don't see why he's not. I'm be honest, like y'all did something weird this year, okay? I know Discord drafts, everybody's got their own opinions, everybody's got their own big boards, everybody's got like, their own rankings. But what didn't you see in this boy in college? He was basically a late lottery, pick 13 through 20 predicted last year. And then he comes back to college, plays better. He's an absolute fucking dog in the fucking tournament. And y'all are like, not having it. Maybe 14. What? What is wrong?
I think it's also just as well of his fit next to Garland is scary.
Oh,
because the
it's
fact
filthy.
that he's essentially like Chris Middleton.
Yes,
Chris Middleton's the
I've been
ultimate
preaching
second
that.
guy. Like the ultimate second, the greatest third man ever. Like at that point, you could basically be like, Okoro, kick rocks. We don't care. Eddie,
Put
kick
him on the
rocks.
bench
We
where he
don't
deserves
care.
to be.
It's basically they could be like, all right, anyone who's a forward who's not like 7 feet tall, kick rocks. We don't care anymore.
I mean, Dean Wade might not be 7 feet, but he ain't going anywhere. We got a shot for our Dean Wade fans out there. But no, I agree that their lineup. What if they retain Sexton? They go Darius Garland, Sexton, Ben Mathurin, fucking Mobley, Jared Allen.
It's easily a playoff team. That's like, I would say if Grant, he won't be there for them. Hopefully,
pray to God.
But if he was there, that's easily top 5 seed in the East. I stand by that. I would die on that hill.
Yeah,
they were.
It's a Bulls fan. This hurts me.
I mean, they were basically almost a 5th seed before everyone on their team was like, "Oh, forgot injuries are on."
Yeah,
just all decided to get hurt at once.
So now this would be dream scenario, I think, for them.
Right, on to the second Hornets pick. We're at 15. Mad Rogue back in.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Welcome back.
Well, with the 15th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, since y'all liked Mark Williams and Jalen Duren, how about Jalen Williams?
Oh shit.
Santa Clara.
Oh shit, we have Williams and Williams action going here.
Yeah.
This is a draft darling, combine guy, Twitter guy, Reddit guy. Everybody fell in love with him. Measured in with a 7'2" wingspan. Just so happened to play pretty well in college. I think he was, like 40% from 3, can move the ball, can play the 1 through 3 effectively. Seemingly just poor competition playing at Santa Clara, but outside of that, looks like a fucking guy. Looks like a guy with very little holes in his game ready for the NBA. Like, worst case scenario, this guy's just going to stick around in the NBA and be helpful for any fucking team.
And especially there at 15, being able to get a player of that value, especially with the fact of, like, Gordon Hayward is heavily rumored to be out of town. Depending on,
True.
if they want to move one of these picks or not.
That's
bundle
true.
with someone.
Miles Turner.
Well.
What was that? I couldn't. I sneezed a little there.
It sneezes sneak up on you sometimes. You never
Yeah.
really expect them. Yeah, like, I remember during this process, now, granted, I'm saying the joke that I told Ricky, I was like, I saw Williams, I'm like, alright,
Which?
let me make sure the right Williams went here.
Yeah.
Because for anyone who doesn't know, there's like 10 Williams in this draft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what, maybe in total are actually fully declared? I'm just
Yeah,
exaggerating.
I believe. I think you're right. I think it's 8.
Yeah, so, mind you, gotta kind of, you gotta play a little safe when a Williams gets drafted. And, double check, make sure everything's going fine.
You
And I
are
actually
correct.
really do like that. And also, does this now put the Hornets in the position of where they're like, Memphis, of where they got all the J's, they got all the W's at this point.
And they got a couple.
They're gonna have Wamelo Wall or Wall.
No,
I
you
don't
cannot.
want-
You cannot do that to that boy. But they're in that weird stage where they spent a bunch of money on a bunch of like interesting vets that they'll have to move off of if they want to get their young guys playing time and kind of flip this roster over. So it's a good problem to have, I guess.
Let's hope technical difficulties doesn't screw this one up, because it is this person's team. Let's bring RJ back in to make the pick for the Hawks.
I'm going to do something on our back end real quick so everyone can still hear us. But I got a message. I'm wondering if Discord is, because our recording channel is a private, I'm going to try just giving them permission to see if they can come in here.
Let's hope this doesn't turn into a shit show and someone joins and says something that gets us in trouble.
No, it's the person, but like, I want to make sure.
A lot of Kai Soto fans in chat. I do love to see that.
We've seen a lot of Kai Soto love tonight.
Will he get drafted in the first round? Probably not. Will he get drafted? Absolutely. I think it's funny how people want to meme him. He's absolutely got NBA talent. Where'd he go? There he is.
Hello?
Hey, welcome.
I saw green.
I guess I had to disconnect from when you guys pull me in and then connect to it right after for it to work. But with the 16th pick, the Atlanta Hawks are taking AJ Griffin forward out of Duke University.
Hey, okay.
Another faller.
Well, is he a faller? We'll see. I mean, AJ Griffin is someone who, if he didn't get hurt, we're talking about a top 5 guy in this class. His athleticism not being there is really what has killed it. Like, not the athlete that he used to be. Could he get back there? Absolutely. He's still a kid. Also, he didn't give a fuck on defense, which kind of a little concerning trend over there. But you know what he is?
2 guys at Duke doing that.
He's a fucking bucket from 3. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the college year last year. No complaints. Are we back on the MVP screen?
They can hear you. I'm doing back on stuff that.
All right, you're good.
they
You're
can hear
good.
ya.
Scared me for a sec. But yeah, I think that absolutely a solid pick here, because again, it's upside. It's the Hawks are a team who, hey, go get a floor spacer. If his athleticism comes back, he has crazy good potential. Worst case scenario, you just got somebody who can step on the floor and just shoot 42% from 3 probably in the NBA, which is insane. You just got to hope that, him and Trey next to each other might be a bit of a problem defense-wise. Got to shore that up a little bit.
Sorry also if anyone hears a fan in the background. It's getting way too goddamn hot in this room.
You do
wanna
use
die
subs.
heat stroke. Oh, sorry if you hear a fan in the background. It angled it away from me, so I can still feel it, but it's not blowing anywhere near the mic.
Yeah.
I think he's a faller. I think the only reason I could see him falling is if his medicals are bad. I know obviously we've not heard any reports of them being bad, or at least no team has said it out loud.
Right. There was a report that came out that there were no red flags for medicals that had been shared, which is pretty surprising because usually something happens for someone. It's like, hey, there's something going on, definitely that's serious here. But no, I think for him, it may just be an injury that takes you, a couple years to get that athleticism back. He basically came off of an injury into playing right away competitively. So like he didn't really get a chance to rehab up until getting, 100%, perhaps he was just more concerned with being on the court playing. So I think AJ Griffin's got some upside. And yeah, again, comments, don't play defense, or I've seen games with no effort. It's true. The Buddy Hield comp I never thought about. But that now concerns me a little too. But hey, Buddy Hield, where he was picked, I'll be honest, like probably not a terrible pick looking back at it. Value for value.
Who knows? Especially I do hope he turns into a good player. I know in the Discord before we had like a Keegan Murray versus AJ Griffin argument. But,
yes.
And I'm right. I don't care if everyone who disagreed with me at it. But I do like AJ Griffin, and I really hope he can get back to what he was in high school, because watching him in high school was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys where he made the game look so effortless with how athletic he was. It was literally like, you would watch it and it's like, oh, even when he's playing against other really athletic kids, he looks like he's like a step above even them. I do hope to see him, compete at the NBA level.
Yeah. So maybe this is just a discount pick. And the Hawks get lucky if they aren't able to make a big swing up with John Collins to go get a second, star a la like a Jaden Ivey, at 4. If Griffin's another one of those upside picks like Cam was,
Alright, so moving on to 17, let's bring Chainsaw back in here. I'm gonna ask you. Can you just talk?
Hello.
Hey, there we go. We're in a groove now.
Alrighty. With the 17th pick in the draft, the Houston Rockets select Ochai Ajabi.
I mean, not even close, but I will take it.
It's
How do you
close
say it?
enough.
How do you say it?
Ochai Agbaji.
Ochai Abaji?
Yep.
It's close enough.
Like I asked them in the Discord, and they're like,
I know what you're talking about, and that's good enough because he is a plug-and-play wing out the gates. Plays good defense. Worked on his offensive game the past couple of years. Not the youngest kid. I think he would be the oldest member of the Rockets team, probably, as a rookie. I don't know anyone.
Depending on.
Well, EG is still technically on the team. We expect him to be traded. John Wall technically on the team. Expect him to be waived or traded. Looking at you, Russell Westbrook. Just come on, you want it. But yeah, I mean, like,
is still older.
Oh, you're right, because I forgot Jay Sean played overseas for a couple of years. Okay, he's a vet on the team
Ochai's
already.
Ochai is only 22.
Yeah.
Oh, Tate's got 4 years on him.
Okay. I was trying to make a point here. He's a senior. He's a senior coming out, and their core is, Green, Şengün, KPJ, Daishin Knicks. Like, they got great fucking youth on that team. So getting somebody who is literally a ready-made product. This is great. I would think, they did end up with Jabari at 3, so that kind of skews, a lot of mocks for what they could do here, because they're always like, oh, well, they'll want to go for a wing 4 defender who, like Tari Eason, who again went even higher. But fucking, you got Jabari Smith already, so like, cash in on the fucking, get the ready-made guy, get the guy who's hopefully can't miss. He's going to look a lot like Chris Duarte as far as his effect year 1. Hopefully he stays healthy the whole time. And it's just plug and play, baby. I love it. I love the Rockets, if you guys couldn't tell.
Just a little bit. All right, moving on to Dave's team at 18.
All right.
If you'd like to come back in and make the pick.
Who's making the pick? Who's going to let me down?
Evening.
Oh, he brought the fedora out for it. This is where the true.
I am so sorry. With the 18th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select Walker Kessler, center, Auburn.
What? What?
I mean, you're the fan, Dave.
Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler. Give me a minute.
You guys are gonna get Dave drunk on me. He's gonna start getting mad at me. I won't even be the one doing anything, and he'll get mad at me.
Oh, I should not have done that.
Yeah, I was gonna say instant regret.
Not quite. But Walker Kessler, look, I like Walker Kessler as a prospect. I think a lot of people shit on the fact that he has concrete hips or feet, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he's not the most mobile big. Did he set a fucking record for blocks, though? Yes. Clearly, he is the best rim protector in this class. Shit, close. But productivity-wise, like, he's fantastic. Now, Bulls fan here, shameless. I still think we're going after Gobert. I still think boosting for Gobert is on the table. We will see. I think that if that deal didn't happen or doesn't happen, Walker Kessler's not a bad option. He addresses a major problem we have, which is rim protection. It is a bench big because I can't play another 6'5" center again. Javonte Green, I fucking love you, but get the goddamn out of the center position.
Walker Kessler or EJ Liddell, Dave.
Okay, Ricky, let's not go from bad to worse here. Why are you trying to shit on a man when he's down? Hey, I'm pretty happy it's not EJ Liddell. And nothing wrong with EJ Liddell. It's just not for us. But
You should have taken him, dude. You should have. It's written.
Walker Kessler. Look, he's gonna come in the NBA. My bet would have been on the Brooklyn. Would have been a Brook Lopez, backup for the Milwaukee Bucks. Would be my ideal fit for him because they both kind of do a little bit of the same around the paint. Both have to play incredible drop coverage to stay on the court. What better teacher to learn from than Brook Lopez? But Chicago Bulls Vucevic, not honestly terribly far off. He's just defensively a fucking monster compared to Vucevic. It'd be interesting to see offensively how much he can add to his game, because that's really, if he can do more offensively, he'll earn his minutes, and that's the thing. Like he's got NBA talent. As much as I shit on him, I take a large drink. He's NBA talent, and there's no denying that. So I would accept him if he was the pick for the Bulls. I'm still hopeful of a move for Rudy Gobert to the Bulls, though.
I don't even have to say anything. I've shit talked him enough.
Fuck you.
So we'll just move on to the next one. JD, if you'd like to come in and make the pick for the T-Wolves. You can hear us, buddy? There
Yeah,
we go.
Hey.
All right. So the T-Wolves will be selecting Ty Washington, guard, Kentucky.
Good
Right.
pick.
That's a good pick, especially with the fact we've been hearing murmurs. A bit of murmurs of a little D'Lo possibly, being moved.
Yes, we have.
Ty, I think, fits perfectly, especially with the fact he's not going to start. Pat Bev's going to continue starting along with Dan.
Yep.
Then, you get a guy who can run the bench unit. That's the thing.
I love him for that.
I'm not personally a huge fan of Ty myself. This is actually where I have him going.
Okay.
And it's not because he's a Kentucky guard. It's something with his play style I'm just not a fan of.
Okay.
I always have trusted him. Even from the beginning, when people were putting him top 10, early on, I was like, I still don't like him. Something about him. I only would have him go top 10 because the Wizards were at 10. I'd be like, I want Washington to draft Washington.
Okay, that'd be kind of cool. I would like to make a short counter argument to that. And again, I'm not trying to change your mind here. I'm not what's the change my mind guy. But
whatever his name.
Yeah, some
Crowder
douche.
coming up in here. Was it Jamie Crowder? Or
let's
something
hope
like that?
let's hope
Steven
Crowder doesn't
Crowder.
show
That's
up
his
here.
name.
Steven Crowder. Yeah. Thank you.
Let's
Ricky.
hope Crowder
Thank you for
doesn't
this.
show up here. That would turn into a shit show.
Ty Washington is top 10 talent. Change my mind. No. Ty is honestly he was just in a weird situation because he is a point guard who didn't get to play point guard because they already had a point guard on their roster. So he basically was forced to play off ball. And the one fun note that a lot of people will throw in your face is, that one game where he did play point guard, he did have 16 assists. It seems like he might be a decent facilitator of the ball. It's not like Kentucky guards have been known for busting in the NBA. It's almost the opposite. The majority of guards taken in the first round from that school usually end up being pretty fucking good. A lot of people compared him to IQ, which I do not see. I think Quickly is a different kind of cat. I really like Ty's pull-up game. I think that the way he can get, downhill a little bit, and then he gets you backpedaling, he creates great space. And guys who land, or guys who have that game where they can work the mid-range with a pull-up, a floater, they get buckets on demand. And then the fact that he also can be a catch-and-shoot player, because their offense does use Cat as a hub for their passing, their facilitating. Like, I think it's a great fit. I think he's someone who can grow the franchise. I love it. I absolutely love it.
And like I said, I'm not a huge fan of him. Like, I think he's going to be good at the next level. I just personally am not a huge fan.
Yeah, it's loud.
All right. So at 20, John, if you'd like to come in and make the pick for the Spurs.
Now, I've just messaged him. We're trying it a little bit different like we did with Camp Sir.
Okay.
To see if he comes in on his own, if that's better. So I just messaged John because I know we're on a delay if he's watching. So we'll wait a little bit. If he doesn't, I'll pull him in, see what works.
Done.
And so while we wait,
Done.
Dave, who do you think has been the most surprising pick so far?
Well, I mean, only one pick caused me to drink, so there's that. Honestly, the fact that Johnny Davis and Ben Mathurin basically flip positions on a lot of people's big board, or on a lot of people's mock drafts, I should say. I think that was very interesting because Davis going 7, correct? Yeah.
Just went to Blazers at 7.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a surprise. Just because, I mean, at his size, they've already got that crowded backcourt a little bit. He almost comes off as like a Josh Hart, like insurance policy in case they want to flip Josh Hart this season, to find a better fit somewhere else. So, we got a J-Dub. He is muted at the moment. J-Dub has joined the channel.
Still muted in Discord, John, in case it's still acting kind of weird.
No.
Gotta love the old technical issues.
Every year this happens. To be fair, we did not give these people a lot of prep time. We did not test run this. We just said, fuck it, we're going live.
It's really weird, though, that it worked once, and now it just hasn't worked again.
Yeah, I don't get it. Discord jank. He unmuted, and then he left.
Back! John, come back!
Oh, he's back.
They're working now?
Oh, shit, we're getting cam?
It
It's
works.
spinning. I see 2 dots.
It do be trying to load.
No.
I don't think Cam's gonna work.
No, J-Dub.
And technical issues really has decided just to kick our butt at this point.
Yeah. I'm sorry, J-Dub. Can you talk in the other channel? Because I'll just drop down. I'll listen real quick. I'll come right back. I'm sorry,
The
J-Dub.
problem's going to continue. We are just going to read the pick out. All right, so at 20, J-Dub has the Spurs taking Christian Coloco. I love this one. The only question I have then of like, if Coloco is then going to be slotted at the 5, you then have plans of moving Pirtle in the future.
Well, he's technically up for a big deal right now, and that's a lot of people have talked about. Will the Spurs pay him? There's mixed interest on that one. A lot of teams have lukewarm interests in Jakob Pirtle. Honestly, he's probably he was the 3rd best rim protector in the league last year, which I think was pretty under the radar because the Spurs under the radar team. Offensively limited, defensively he does his job well. He plays in his role. He's not going to, switch on to 1s and 2s and be able to guard them like Bam is, but the man fucking locks up the rim. So I just wish that, they would. It just feels like they got so many guys and they don't give anyone enough time to thrive. So going Coloco here, I would be down with it. I think that would be huge for them because they add in someone who, while he is a little bit older a prospect, he's still newish to the game. Every year we've seen massive growth out of him. And he actually played pretty well in college next to another big. So this is a guy who can play next to a Zach Collins, perhaps. This is a guy who can play next to an Usman Zhang. Like, that would be very interesting. I'm sorry, Tari Eason was their pick, correct? Tari Eason was at 9. So, yeah. I mean, I think Coloco, very smart player, huge upside. The shooting splits actually look good for him. So, I think that's a really good pick, J-Dub.
And I also really like Coloco as well. I know we got some even more Kai Soto love.
Kai Soto gets the most love of any draft prospect. The man has a nation behind him. And, he was a highly rated prospect up until basically, like, he pulled out of the Ignite program
Because wasn't there
to play for his country.
like playing in a tournament or something like that?
Recently, or?
I think it was like his first stint. Because wasn't he also on the team with he was with Green, right?
He was on the year 1 Ignite team, pulled out to play for his country in a tournament, and then went over to the NBL. I should say down to the NBL in Australia. I forget he was on the same team, I think, as Usman Zhang. Or someone. On the same team as someone.
That would have to be like a double check thing.
Yeah, I don't remember the team names down there. Outside New Zealand Breakers is the only one that stands out. But his numbers in very limited minutes looked very good. It's that, like, he's a per 36 god setup. So I still think he's, like I said, he's worth second rounder. Let him continue developing. He's got things you can't teach, As one of the Ricky's favorite guys would say. Maybe not favorite anymore. He's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. He's 7'3" now, I think.
By the way, he did not play for the same team. He played for Adelaide.
Who was on Adelaide with him? Because there's another prospect there too.
I'd have to re-pull it up. We'll bring that up next time.
Okay.
Soto comes up.
Okay.
All right. He probably will. All right. So at 21, Tim, if you'd like to come back in and announce the pick.
And while I pull him in, Dave, you said my name. Enzo Amore, all of everything that he did outside of wrestling aside, still was great in NXT, and I am not SAWFT. Soft!
Nailed it. Fucking nailed it.
Sorry you joined into this, Tim.
Well, for the 21st pick in the NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Kennedy Chandler, guard out of Tennessee.
Tim, why do you guys gotta draft the guys? This isn't even the pick that, by the way, Dave, that I was talking about before. It's just, I still don't like Kennedy Chandler. Get it? He's got heart. He showed he had heart. I don't give a shit if he got heart. But proof that you deserve to go at 21. When there's guys who go below him that I'm looking at on this, I'd take him. I'd fucking take almost every one of these people before him. To me, I just have massive questions of, like, one, look at this thing, and I'm not bashing Tim for the pick, obviously. I talk to Tim a lot. I call him Stinky quite a bit as well. But, it's, me, I don't think they're in a position they need another guard because they have so many goddamn guards.
Yes.
Half of their roster is guards, and half of them don't even play the position they're supposed to.
Soapy, I did it to Dave. I have to do it to you. You rather have Max Christie go here? You want Max Christie? Because he hasn't been drafted yet.
I'd rather be castrated live on stream than have Max Christie go here.
Well, look, this is a replacement pick of sorts for them. They expect to lose Monte Morris, right? I think that's still the thought around the league is Monte might be gone, so you go ahead and grab.
In, like, trade rumor.
Yeah, you go ahead and you take somebody who could be a great bench player for you. And again, his height is a concern. He's a dog on defense. The man's got wingspan to make up for his vertical challenge.
He's got a wingspan to make up for the fact that he's the leader of the Lollipop Guild. I'm gonna keep saying it every time. The fact that I'm pretty sure I'm taller than Kennedy Chandler is
you are.
Yeah, that's not the greatest.
I still think Sharif Cooper from last year is a better prospect. Even though he doesn't give a fuck about defense. But I am turning the corner on short players having a role in the league because I think watching even Minnesota in the playoffs I shouldn't say in the playoffs because we all know how they celebrated in the playoffs and that just came off like fucking hilariously. But they have the short guard on their team coming off the bench who is just an absolute fucking weapon for them. And so Timberwolves, and you can take 1 second and pull this up. Roster. And Jordan McLaughlin.
Okay.
Yeah. He's 5'10", quote unquote. Maybe 5'9". Ricky's probably gonna stand eye to eye with this guy. He's very good at basketball though. Like he is fucking supremely talented. And I think there's a role for that kind of a player coming off the bench. And with Kenny Chandler, you get the upside of not only is he an offensive guy, he will give that effort on defense, and he does have the ability to make up for a little bit with his wingspan. So I think that I went so low on him to start the year because I was spiteful, vindictive about Sharif Cooper last year during the draft, that people just passed over on him because they are incompetent at their jobs or their opinions. That I just maybe held against Kenny Chandler for a good portion of this season. But
maybe
I see the light.
So at 22 Chainsaw, if you'd like to come in and make the pick for the Grizzlies. Maybe Grizzlies fans won't hate it as much as they probably hated, but just didn't voice when I said Jean Montero was the pick.
You do not.
Hi.
Hey there.
All right. 22nd pick in the 2022 draft. Memphis Grizzlies select Christian Braun out of Kansas.
Ooh.
I do like this pick. I do like Christian Braun. Like, he's one of those players, I don't have too much to say about him whenever he comes up. I'm just like, yeah, I like him. Just kind of the, like, he good. It's basically just the thumbs up, like, good.
I like him more than Ochai Agbaji. He literally played, like, the most minutes in college basketball last year. He's one of the best rebounding wings. He's a guy who can get you a bucket when it's a tough shot. He doesn't back down defensively. He is a effort guy. And you can throw out there, he's a coach's son. He's a first and last out. He's an absolute dog on defense. Like, all that shit's great. He is just very good at basketball. And I think that the fact that he got to play next to another great guard in Ochai Agbaji, like, the two of them together were just the best backcourt in college basketball last year, and it showed. So I love it. He's got good size. He can defend up and down. Love the pick. I think it's going to be interesting to see what Memphis does with this pick because I think there's some weird like upside guys they can go for, but they have kind of transitioned to like, we're a win now team. Ja's ready. We're ready. We'll see what happens with slow-mo. We'll see what happens with a lot of the older guys under contract. So it's a roster with a whole bunch of weapons, though.
Yeah. So, 423, we are going to bring John in. I will even say, just going forward for it, fingers crossed, especially since it is his team. He's a Sixers fan, and he's going to be making the pick for the Sixers. If it doesn't work, we'll just have it so that I make the pick next time if technical difficulties do continue. And John, you able to hear us?
Oh no!
Oh man, it sucks. I want to hear you say it. I want to have to steal the thunder of taking the Sixers pick from you.
What is wrong with our Discord? Why can this man not speak to us?
Oh, man, Discord really is something else. Well, sorry, John. I guess I'm gonna have to make the pick here. And that really bums me out. At 23, John had the 76ers taking E.J. Liddell. And I like the fit. I don't think they're going to keep the pick, but I mean, if they do, I think E.J. Liddell is one of those guys that you can play. I don't know if he gets a lot of minutes right off the bat, especially with the fact of they sometimes like playing young guys, sometimes not. They kind of flip-flop on who they like playing. And hey, EJ Liddell will probably run it in the G League with the rest of the people the Sixers draft.
B-Ball Paul and Jaden Springer from
Say
last
Joe.
year. I think as far as players ready to play in the NBA, like EJ Liddell's up there. He worked on his shit. He got better. I don't expect the early struggles. He's got an NBA body. He's got skills. I just don't want him on Bulls. Is that so hard to understand, people? But no, I think he would actually get some minutes on that team because especially they're looking to move off of Matisse Thybulle. Yes, PJ Tucker is a dream. You know who's a perfect mentor for PJ Tucker? I'm sorry, PJ Tucker would be his perfect mentor.
EJ Liddell's going to be like, all right, Tucker, let me teach you some stuff.
You're my grandpa at this point, but I'll teach you a couple things.
Grandpa, let me teach you how to play basketball again.
I think Tucker would be the ideal mentor for him, and I think, hey, that's a guy that you would want to learn under. So, Liddell, the Sixers, if they're unable to move off this pick, and look, we've talked about teams trying to move picks forever, and this draft class is so weird where value between probably about 12 and 40 is flat, in my opinion. I don't see a massive gap between them because every one of these prospects does something a little different, brings a little something different to the game. It doesn't feel like it's that massive drop off into like 4 tiers. It's like you got your big 3 at the top, Ivy through maybe Mark Williams or Duran, and then everybody else. And I think that's fun. I think that makes for a fun class. So the value of 23 this year is going to be very interesting to see what they can get back.
Moving on to 24, Sam, if you'd like to come in and make the pick for the Bucks.
Dun 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 dun.
Do they hear us, buddy? The technical difficulties claim another one.
Sam, 24. Who are the Bucks taking?
Technical difficulties really has just decided to spike. We went on such a good streak.
I jinxed it.
But I will announce the pick just so we can get through this as quick as possible. At 24, Sam had the Bucks taking Malachi Branham. This is a guy I'm surprised was still here. Like, mind you, we were playing D&D, like nerd time fucking happening, and I'm sitting here and I'm reading the chat as it's going through, and I'm entering people in, and I'm like, is Branham still here?
Branham is a 3-level scorer. He was one of the hottest players to finish out the year at Ohio State. The kid can fucking shoot it from anywhere on the court. Plays really well off ball, plays decent on ball. Does not play great defense at all, though. So you're looking at a one-sided player who has the body to play defense. He has the wingspan to play defense. Will you convince him to try on defense? We shall see. But 3-level scorers don't come around often. He's a bucket. He's valuable. This would be a guy who I would be like, if the Grizzlies were going for upside, this would be their pick. Perhaps they went for the sure thing, Christian Braun, and that's fine. It's just that perspective. Everybody's got that like image of here's what we should go for this year.
And especially, I love him. Like, he is one of those guys of like to start the whole draft process. I didn't really know him too well, and now granted, I also I watch college.
Yep.
I don't get to watch every game. Obviously, it's impossible to watch every single.
It
game.
would be, yeah.
So and like obviously, these guys slip under the radar. Like I don't really watch Ohio State a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kept hearing people say oh, Branham's really good. He's really good. He's really good. And I'm like, okay. I'll check him out. I watched a couple games, and I'm like, how the hell did I never hear of this guy before this?
Yeah.
Like, Branham has such a good skill set. That handle is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, he is the guy of even if you're just like a team who kind of struggles to sell tickets, he's an exciting player to watch. Even if and I'm being dead serious when I say this, he may be one of those players. Even if he sucks, he's fun to watch while sucking.
I agree. You know who he kind of reminds me a little bit of? Last year's pick to the Nets, Cam Thomas. Like, the
I
man's a
actually agree
bucket.
with that.
The man is a bucket. Brandon actually, I think, has better measurables than Cam Thomas, if I recall correctly. So, again, the hope of defense, where Cam Thomas is just like, you let me touch the ball, that ball is going at the net. Whether it goes in or not, good chance, but, I'm not looking to pass. That's not why I'm here. So, I think Brandon's kind of similar style. He played with E.J. Liddell, though, so he can play next to a guy, which is really nice. And he's not, going to cut anybody out. I don't think he'll have any, like, rookie fucking attitude issues. Like, he just seems like a really good prospect.
Yeah, so, moving on to 25. Obviously, we got stuff going on in the back. We are going to give John one last try. Let's hope. Let's truly hope.
I've just messaged him yet again, seeing if he can jump in on his own, just like we did with Camser.
I almost want to jump in there myself. But I don't want to mess with graphics.
Well, to be fair, you'd go right back to where you were before.
True. True.
It truly does suck that technical difficulties only hits a couple people. That's the thing that sucks, especially just when it happened to John for the Sixers. I felt so bad. I'm like, I don't want to make this someone's announcement for their team.
Yeah, especially with such a contentious pick.
I don't really think it's contentious. I think it's more of just hey, it's his team. He gets to be the voice of it. If then people get mad, you can't direct it at me.
Bro, now I feel like that idiot who picked Liddell for the Sixers, and that's you now.
That's me. Look what you did to me, John.
I love you, John.
Difficulties made me the clown.
I love you, John. I'm sad that Discord doesn't like you, though.
But like we were saying for the last pick, I really am surprised Brandon fell down this far. I know, obviously, me and you probably kept up with the draft. Me, you, and John kept up with the draft the most. I had to include John. I forgot about it for a second. I didn't want to get yelled at when he joins. Oh, we see you now. Gotta see, is the microphone gonna work?
Click unmute in Discord, John, please. Please click the unmute button in Discord. Please click it. Click the unmute button. Do it. It's down there. Click the button, John. I see you. Click the button.
We see it.
Unmute the Discord. Oh!
Oh, you ready for me? I didn't. I was
worked.
coming in. I didn't even see Ricky's message.
There we go.
Man, this was rough. No, I've switched from laptop to phone. I had to learn a whole new device.
Oh, shit.
But to get to it, Philadelphia 76ers. I'll tell you who we're not going to select, Max Christie, because we don't want Soapy to do what he said he's going to do. But with the 23rd pick in 2022 in an NBA mock draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select E.J. Liddell, forward out of the Ohio State University.
You're a bad man. Bad. I don't love the pick, John, but I respect you for making the pick. I do. I really do. But also,
got the Spurs taking at 25, bud.
Yeah, let's just get it in there. Let's hear Spurs at 25 too.
Oh, you say what are you saying?
Yeah, roll through with your Spurs at 25 as well.
Oh no, you don't trust me? I'm coming back.
Well, yeah. While you were fixing your technical difficulties, Soapy threw you under a bus. Read your pick. We went to the next one too. So go ahead.
All right, the 25th pick, Spurs select Josh Minott, forward out of the University of Memphis.
Yes, that is a Spurs pick right there, my guy. Ooh, I love it. Lots of talk about him coming up. A lot of teams loved him as far as workouts. The guy played at a fucked up Memphis system all year. But in the few minutes he did get on the court, he shined. Defensively, he's a guy. Offensively, I think we've only seen the surface scratched. So, huge Spurs pick. This man's gonna spend a year in the G League just being a fucking menace to people. And I'm counting on. Do you think too?
Okay. Tyree Eason in front of him,
Oh, that's true. They got a bunch of wings now. So yeah, I think that's a fucking perfect Spurs pick. I'll be honest with you, I love that one.
Yeah, I really like the fit too, especially with the fact of where is high upside, and when he works out, if he pans out, they got a whole lot of wings that they can depend on. Where they've become a real scary team. I'm already really high on the Spurs, even as is. Like them even getting better wing depth, that scares me.
Yup. Especially switchable wings. It's almost like a trend.
They have so much capital they can go get what they need.
But not Zach LaVine. They can fuck off with that.
Oh no, they're not gonna go for a guard.
I know. There were rumors they had money, but yeah. Thank you, John. I love the picks. Yeah. Let's keep this train rolling. Who do we got next?
We were able to get that fixed. Coming in next, we got Chainsaw coming in for the Rockets once more.
Ooh.
Final Rockets pick. You're muted in Discord in case you.
So they picked at 3. It was Jabari.
3, 17. So Jabari at 3. Oche at 17.
Apologize. Yeah. So
at 26.
26 pick in the draft, the Houston Rockets select Nikola Jovic, and I just realized I selected forwards for on this team. So, yeah,
you're good, man. You're good because Jovic is like a 6'11" center half the time anyway. If you put him at the 4, he's gonna get fucking roasted in the NBA. But well, we'll see. I'll be honest. It's one of those like you're just switching him to the odd man. Doesn't matter who the odd man is. You hope the other team has a PJ Tucker, a Jay Crowder, somebody they're gonna stick in a corner, and you can let him be him. But I love the doubling down, tripling down on Euros for this team because I think he's one of the most talented. He's one of the most talented players in this draft class. Yes, his size / mobility concerns are legitimate, but at the same time, he's got good shot. He's got incredible instincts. Offensively, he's not Luka, but like he's advanced for his age. I think we can all admit that. The guy knows how to move the ball. I think he'll really benefit from coming to the NBA because it's more of a free-flowing offense versus the more set-based style that he's been used to over in Europe. So I think this is perfect. I honestly do. I think this is perfect because you get Şengün with the creativity. You just can't play them next to each other. We just admit that out loud.
It's if you want your defense to possibly be one of the, and if not the worst in league history, maybe don't let those two see the court together. If there's anyone who's above average on offense, truly turn into like a basketball god.
Yeah,
if that happens. I like the pick. I think especially with the fact of it gets him some time to acclimate because obviously they have forwards that'll play in front of him. He will most likely just run with the bench unit. Assuming Şengün is the starter next year at center, he most likely is unless a big move happens that we don't know of.
Yeah.
It gets some time to run on the bench. He can be paired with whoever. I mean, honestly, if you suck at defense on a bench unit, no one honestly really cares. You're on the bench.
I was gonna say no offense to the Rockets, you're not gonna play in any games of consequence either this year. So do whatever you want. KJ Martin apparently wants out too. So like there's another spot opening up. Just opportunity all around, baby.
To be fair, I think K Mart Jr. wants out because he knows another forward's coming in and his minutes are the ones that are gone.
Yeah.
To be fair, he could get banished to the Shadow Realm like what happened to Usman Garuba.
He was hurt, okay, and then the coach is a person who I disagree with his choices. So I think that Usman Garuba is still going to show us a lot. But yeah, KJ Martin's, he's an NBA player. I want him on like the Thunder, the Hornets, some team that will run, even the Bulls. I'd love him on the Bulls. Come on over, buddy. We'll do a sweetheart deal for you. But like, I think that, I think this is a good pickup for them. And again, you just take the guy with a ton of upside, a ton of talent. Don't worry about fit. You're a tanking team. You land a couple good players, you fucking figure out how to build around them. That's a future problem.
And especially just with the fact of like, even if he like never develops anything defensively, he'll still have a place in the NBA. Yeah. Assuming his offense translates the way that we think it can.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it doesn't, then it's gonna sound bad, but like he's a late first, and
Yeah, I would say
kind of- they
expectations.
miss.
Look, expectations for late first have continued to go up as talent has gone up. Every year, the draft in general trends in the better direction. Year over year, we're getting better players in the NBA. It's a deeper league than ever. So late first definitely still help. And we do have, the expectation, hey, you're gonna be on a roster, you're gonna be fighting for minutes. But yeah, I mean, his skill set, yeah, it's he will get minutes. It's just a question of if he will be a stash in order to get more minutes, or if they want to bring him over and get him more used to the NBA lifestyle. Maybe put him in the G League for a little bit to get used to their development team. Really whatever plans work best for them. But yeah, they've got a lot of guys under contract.
And especially just as well, kind of with foreign players as well. Of like it's that adjustment period of also coming over to America, which I think is the part that a lot of people don't realize is like the extra struggle. I mean, like America is pretty different than overseas. It's a little different, we kind of really try to fatten you up when you
Especially
show up
Texas.
here. Yeah, especially Texas.
Kind of
You're
not
in,
the
like-
best ways.
You're in like the Whataburger capital of the world. Like, aka you're the only place with a Whataburger. But like at that point, you're just eating. We saw Luka got fat. Luka's still really good, but he got fat.
Yeah.
Like it's basically like that's the thing. It's just getting used to how everything works and adjusting to everything.
Yep.
As well of just that whole process.
There's still one Euro on the board who I am shocked that we haven't heard his name yet. So I'm hoping he goes in the next couple picks.
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows?
Well, let's
Right.
keep rolling.
And JD, if you'd like to come in to make the Heat's pick at 27. Buddy.
Hello. Oh.
You got going here, bud.
Huh?
Who you got going here?
The Eastern Conference runners-up, Miami Heat, select no more for Duke.
Why
Good
do you
pick.
have to give the Heat good players? Stop.
Yep.
Get them the bad guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, when no more, just do it all. I mean, he can ball handle, he could pass, he can shoot, he can defend sometimes. He does make some bonehead mistakes, but again, he's played 3 different roles in 3 different years in college. So I think you have to just give him some credit for like, hey, you've been able to grow and adapt with the team and fill their needs, even if it wasn't necessarily your skill set. He played alongside a bunch of different guys, varying talent levels. Some stars, some absolute not. But he has been he kind of became their go-to guy for a bit there and hit his groove. So really for him, in my opinion, it's about working on limiting the mistakes. And I think that's one thing that Heat culture, baby. You will drill until you don't have to think before you do. So I think it's a great pick. I think he's a guy who will help them as they have they had their struggles trying to find healthy bodies at that position when they needed it. So getting somebody who can kind of play guard and wing together with really good size, upside, and a couple of years of polish from college. Good pick.
Especially with just the fact of like you said, he literally fits in with the Heat team. Where he's versatile, he can kind of not do everything at an elite level, but like he does it good enough that it's like, okay, that warrants, at least having him out here being able to do that. And that is going to make him an incredibly valuable piece for that Heat team. If you'd like to come in for the Warriors at 28. Welcome in, buddy.
Oh shit.
With the 28th pick, the Golden State Warriors select forward Patrick Baldwin Jr.
Scumbag, sideways, NBA champion.
It's the fact you're sideways too. You just
enjoying the California vibes over there. A little jelly.
Perpendicular Discord at us. I can't believe it.
PB&J going 28. What do you think? Because I mean, the man had the worst combine in history, barring an injury. People claimed he was playing hurt half the season. He did not look good. He was a top 5, top 10 prospect coming into the year. I decided to play local at UW Milwaukee for his dad, which is respectable, but just seemingly the wrong choice for a guy who has no self-creation skills. He struggled against terrible teams too.
It's like I don't hate it for being the Warriors, and it's because they always seem to kind of make their prospect good beside Nico Mannion. Like besides that, I mean, besides also Nico having that horrible thing that happened to him, like, losing like 100 pounds or whatever.
Yeah,
really quick.
I mean, he went over to play in Italy. I think he's doing okay over there.
Yeah, but like they tend to get the most out of their picks.
That's true.
Picks end up developing, and especially with the fact of where it's like you can see it's there. PB&J, it's always just of like how much did he hinder himself with college, especially with the fact of like you said he went to a smaller school.
Yep.
Where the talent pool is much smaller. Where like no one on his team is in the conversation for a draft ever.
No.
Where it's like teams could be like, fuck that guy, I don't care about him. Let's like quadruple team him.
Which he did see some pretty heavy doubles early in the year, and he did not hesitate to shoot that shit, and that did not work out in his favor. I agree with you though. I think this is a high upside take. It feels like, when cash considerations happened for the Chicago Bulls fans, y'all know what I'm talking about. Jordan Bell showed up, and we all thought he was the second coming of Draymond for a hot minute. I have that fear. PB&J is gonna look like MPJ, and that's just gonna hurt right here, right in the fucking ticker. That's just, if the Warriors take him, that's what happens. I've already made up my mind. If anyone else takes him, probably not. But the Warriors see something there. We kind of trust their scouting. We trust their talent development. Like you said, they don't miss often when it comes to maximizing the talent they got.
And even when they miss, it's literally because of something you really can't control. Obviously, like I said with Nico, he had the thing where he lost a crap ton of weight, got incredibly sick. Like, he can't control that.
Yep.
But, I mean, also, even speaking of cash considerations, imagine if they drafted the guy we actually, could have also thought was Draymond 2.0 and Amari Spellman. We could have actually got a second Draymond.
Well, that man had some... He did end up on the team. He did play for them. He just weighed about 350 at the time, which is not a great playing weight.
Soldier approach.
Yeah, not a great playing weight, as it turns out. And as we've seen in
Kenneth Lofton's going to get drafted this year, and
I love Kenneth Lofton.
Big Boy's going to hoop.
You watch yourself.
Big Boy's going to hoop.
Good. All right, let's hit 29. Who we got? 29.
Chainsaw's coming in for the Grizzlies.
Hi. With the 29th pick in the 2022 draft, I got the Grizzlies taking Kendall Brown.
Yes. Thank you. Kendall Brown, the best cutter in this draft class. Huge vert, great athlete, smart player, needs to work on his corner threes, but that's about fucking it. He is in the exact mold of who you want in the NBA on the wing. He is 6'8", athletic, insanely smart, great defender, great athlete. Like I said, backdoor cuts, he finds a spot on the court where nobody is. And he just appears there. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's John Morant to Kendall Brown. Fuck it. Sign me the fuck up.
Well, honestly, at that point, we even brought up Slow-Mo earlier. At that point, you could just be like, fuck you, Slow-Mo. We got a really fast guy now.
Yes, this man will murder in transition. He will murder in transition. All oops.
He's going to be such a scary team.
Steven Adams going to be at the three-point line to clear space for this kid.
Imagine trying to guard that team in transition now, because you'll have Ja, one of the quickest guards, Kendall Brown, who's stupidly fast, Desmond fucking Bane, one of the best shooters in the NBA, following up close behind.
Yeah, trailing three much. Come on.
It's literally, at this point, it's like... Like, you may as well just give up. You may just like, fuck it, whatever. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You may as well just give up anytime they get past half court and there's only one person. Because that person's either getting dunked on or absolutely clowned.
Yep.
One way or another.
Great pick. I love it. Kendall Brown, very high on my big board, so I appreciate the love. Love seeing him in the first round. With 30, will we see who?
We'll be seeing Tim.
Timoteo. We're back to vertical again.
Yeah.
Came back to vertical just to piss me off.
Vertical again. What do you mean?
You were horizontal previously.
last time you were horizontal.
I'm sorry. The Warriors GM was horizontal.
Oh, well, that's a shame for him. He must have been an idiot.
Yeah, must be.
Well, the Nuggets are going to select with their 30th pick Max Christie, guard out of Michigan State.
Why do you do this to me, Tim?
I pick good players.
Well played.
You get picked wrong, then.
Well played, Tim. You win. Love the beanie. Very, very good pick here for the Denver Nuggets. Soap, you want to elaborate on why it's a good pick?
Max Christie stinks. Like, I watched him at my school. I was so happy when we got him. I'm like, oh my god, Max Christie, he's a good basketball player. It's the second coming of Jesus himself. Turns out it was a fucking lie. I was lied to. I mean, first we thought Amoni was going to be Jesus, then he left, and I hate him. And Max Christie's like, he's the savior. He's going to make me happy. He made me sad. I've never been more disappointed in my life. Like, he has, like, when you watch him, he looks like he's good at basketball. It looks like everything's there. He can't hit the fucking rim to save his life half the time. And when he does hit the rim, that shit clangs off.
His shot looks so good, though.
It could look good all at fucking watch. You know who else's shot looks pretty good? Darko.
No, you do not.
Oh, Max Christie stinks. He could become a good basketball player all he wants. I don't care. I will hate him. He will be the irrational player I hate for no reason. I will always support Draymond no matter how much he shit talks people. You know, he's from like
kicks people in the balls.
Level. As much as Denzel Valentine also sucked in the NBA, always will love him. Good memories.
Well, they try to play him as, you know, any position that he wasn't. Turns out he's a power forward.
It's not good.
Yeah, well, less ideal.
I'm saying to you, it's just been it's a painful year for MSU. You know, obviously Adrian Payne passed away. You know, T's and P's to him. We're sad to see him go.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's also kind of a happy year because Draymond won, and we're like, fuck yeah, another one.
That's true. You get a winner.
At the same time, it's weighed down by the fact that Max Christie.
And you go, yeah, Max Christie's a first round pick now. Yeah.
Oh, because then at that point it's like, fuck, we went downhill.
Yeah, you did. Biggest surprise for me, Dale and Terry was not selected in the first round.
That's what I was thinking should have gone.
I think that's a player that a lot of teams are very interested in. He kind of flew under the radar for the majority of the season. Arizona has, obviously Ben Mathurin is the number one prospect. Koloko got a lot of attention throughout the season as well, but Dale Terry was kind of somebody who definitely contributed to the team, but somehow teams didn't realize that, this kid was like 6'7"-ish, do a little bit of defense, a little bit of ball handling. The shot's inconsistent, but it's not broken entirely. There's a lot of upside, and a lot of people are like, well, he's dollar store, what's his face? Dyson Daniels. He's dollar store Dyson Daniels. And I'm like, I don't quite see that, but you know what? If that works for you, you do you.
I say dollar store because he's like the same height.
I think it's just because Dyson Daniels is known for he's a top tier defender, and Dalen is, I think, good. I just don't think he's the guy who can switch everywhere basically on the court, outside of pure centers and hold his own. So I think that there's some similarities in their build. I think there's some similarities in how they could be played, but I think they're very different players. So yeah, I think that as far as guys who definitely fell through the cracks, Dalen Terry, number one. My guy, Gabriel Procida. How? Has anyone watched him? Has anyone? I challenge you, if you are sitting here listening to this at an hour 40, go fucking Google this kid's name.
2 hours.
Drop it in YouTube. What's up?
2 hours, not hour 40.
Two hours. Sure. 2 hours in. Yeah, go look up Gabriel Procida. Go check out his tape. He's an athletic wing who has a fucking pure stroke, who can jump out the gym. I get it, limited minutes. He's not going to have flashy stats, but you watch him play, and oh my god, you're like a 67% true shooting percent. He's insanely gifted as far as a shooter is concerned, and we're just like, nah, who wants 6'7" bouncy wings who have incredible outside shots? And who, if you challenge him at the three-point line, he'll fucking drive on you and yam it. Why would we want that? Who wants that? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Like he is a person that I think I could see him slip to the second, and it's mostly just because always every time with European players or just overseas players in general, there's always that like, well, you got to take what they did with a grain of salt. Which, to be fair, kind of have to a little bit because it's obviously like European basketball and
It's a
American
little different game.
basketball
Yeah,
are so different.
apples and oranges.
Because I mean, it's like even like Lucas said, like it's easier to score in the NBA, but I don't think anyone disputes the NBA is better than European basketball. It's just the fact of like, hey, everyone tries on both sides of the court. It's very like segmented of like set
Yeah.
ball bench. Like it's basically that's the thing of where I think he's gonna massively thrive at the NBA level of where it's like he doesn't have to worry about like, okay, where do I have to stand? It'll just be like, fuck it, move around. Got like big beefy boy setting screens for you. Fucking move.
True. I don't know.
I don't even think if there's anyone that I'm surprised they didn't go in the first.
I think
Dave Roddy. Now, Grant, I also don't even fucking remember if Dave Roddy pulled out or not because I never see him on people's mocks. So I don't know if either I'm just way too high.
he's definitely still in the draft. People were talking about him going like 25 through 40. I think is the range that I think most have had. 25. There's some teams who are really interested in him around there. I'll put it that way.
Because it's like every time I look at like other people's mocks, I just never see him, and I'm like, did I miss the memo that he pulled out when they were like, you don't have the longest arms? It's like, I mean, you still got like a 6'10".
He doesn't
Even if
fit
it's
the
not,
build.
Like, hey,
That's the thing.
we'll
Most
make a
people
new
are
build.
looking for traditional player like fits based off of well, David Roddy is 6'6" power forward / center game to him. Yeah, he can play out on the wing a little bit, but should he be? Probably not. But it does make him a worse player. I'd say like he's a good player still, so I don't know. I feel like there's a chance that he gets set on a good team and will earn his spot, but I'm a little concerned for him because if the fit's not right, the coach chooses to use him and try to, square peg round hole this. He's one of those guys where he needs the right location to really develop in the NBA.
All right, so Dave, who do you think the winner of the draft is, and who do you think the loser is?
Orlando Magic for getting shut, baby. No, that's too easy. That's too easy. I think that let me start scrolling through now that I can look at the draft channel.
And I'll tell you who the biggest loser is in my mind. It's the team that drafted Lollipop Guild leader in a trash can.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I don't care. My irrational hate of Max Christie made them the loser the second I had to put him on the list originally.
I'm a J-Dub fanboy, so I'll say the Spurs, I think, had a fantastic draft. I think that they came out with really good talent for now, really good talent long term. Some question marks. I think actually Charlotte had a good draft too. Who was because they got Williams and I fucking love that. Who was 12? That would be Duran. Yeah, see, OKC, like, I don't know. I don't know about OKC as a whole.
I actually think OKC did good. It's because mostly with Duran, his defense is his specialty. I was the offensive specialist at that point. It's like yin and yang.
Yeah, but you got like Victor next year. That's how I'm. You're taking Duran for 1 year to be your future backup.
If he shines out and you get Victor, you can trade Duran, and if Dort's still on the team at that point, package them.
I'm getting a certain Philadelphia 76ers vibe there from that front office. I'm not loving it. Let's just take centers until one hits, guys. I can't do it, Jake. I don't know if he's still in chat, but they're different people. He's not Oakfur, so it's fine. But no, I think there's definitely some interesting perspectives going on. Fucking Walker Kessler.
Can I say one thing about that I did not say?
Yeah, you go.
How do we pass on Wendell Moore, Dave? Wendell Moore was available. And we take Walker Kessler. I love you, Mad Rogue, but come on now.
We already have Ayo DeSumo at home. We don't need Wendell Moore.
Love fucking Wendell Moore, though. Also, I have a question for both of you, draft related.
Yes.
I have an
So,
answer.
BetMGM is stupid and gave me a risk-free $25 bet, but the only thing I can bet on is #1 overall pick. If it's not
Jabari.
if it's not though,
But
who
it's
should I
Jabari.
throw a risk-free on just in case? Chet or Paulo?
It's literally either Chet or Jabari.
I
One
don't
of the two.
believe there's any way Paulo would go 1, but I also don't believe there's any way that Chet will go 1.
Then risk-free on Chet. If it doesn't happen, it don't matter.
Sure.
May as well.
Why not risk-free Jabari and just win money? Oh no, it's still free money. But you do you. Trade Kobe for Wendell Moore would do in a heartbeat. Yes, Chainsaw from Jet, you are absolutely right. I've got a question for every Kai Soto fanboy in chat, which we have several. What team do you want him to go to? Because I saw 49, I believe, which would put him on the... Why did my second round disappear?
49 is the Kings.
49 is
You
the
guys want him
king.
to go to the Kings? Come on, man. You rooting for him. Don't put him there.
I believe that's what I saw, right? I'm not mistaken. Kai at 49, yep.
And he got squeezed right between both Minnesota.
I honestly think Minnesota wouldn't be a bad spot for him, but the Kings would be interesting.
It's the T-Wolves have a chance of losing Sean's guy. I forget what his name is every time.
Cat?
Oh, the other guy. Backup center.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and his name escapes me.
There's a chance that he moves because I'm pretty sure I think his contract's up for,
LSU center. Ricky, you know this. Jump back in, please. I beg you.
Go look up.
Timberwolves backup center, who was Sean's boy out of LSU.
Naz Reid, baby.
Naz Reid, baby.
All day, every day.
Naz Reid, MVP.
Naz Reid's got a chance of being gone, so take Kai Soto there.
Could work out.
And basically send him to the cold hell that is Minnesota, but
I mean,
better than just being in regular hell in Sacramento.
I agree. His skill set fits really nicely, though.
He's not even there anymore, dude. He's not going to draft foreign bigs anymore.
That's true.
Maybe they don't like foreign. I mean, actually, they traded for Sabonis. Maybe Vlade's still there and they just lied to us.
In presence, he's always there.
Yeah, the ghost of Vlade hangs out in the locker room waiting.
Yeah.
He's plotting and scheming for the next foreign center to draft.
Anyway.
Maybe Kai Soto #4.
No.
Let's push it.
No.
We're pushing it. Kai Soto #4. Let's run it.
Nope. Not even a little.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you everyone in the Discord who participated. This was pretty fun. Technical difficulties aside. Hopefully we get it fixed for next year.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want to have it to where everyone's able to speak. We don't want to have it that we have to be like, hey, get out. We're taking too long.
I'm so happy for J-Dub.
So happy we finally got J-Dub to come on in. I think, was there anyone that we were never able to get one from? Or did everyone at least get one?
Everybody got one?
Everyone got one.
Okay.
Camser and J-Dub were the two with the biggest difficulties tonight.
Yeah, so like I said before, thank you everyone who participated. Thank you everyone in chat. Thank you to Kai Soto supporters for literally, there was a wall at one point of just Kai Soto praise.
Hell yeah.
Even reacting to the picks that were happening is just, hey, Kai Soto's pretty good. Hey, I'm with you guys. Kai Soto #1, let's go. But like I said, let's run through some housekeeping before we close the show out for the night, because it is getting kind of late and I am hungry. I also want to turn my fan on so I don't die heat stroke in here.
Yep.
Once again, if you guys would like to participate in this for next year, or even if I decide to run a way too early version of it, granted it's not fucking first because I don't know the people.
When you said run, I thought you were gonna say for president. Soapy Muffins president 2020.
Well,
whatever.
I'm a little 20-something years off.
I said 2020, whatever. I didn't say this time.
Be 2045? 45 like the cutoff? How old you have to be?
You have to be 35.
5, I'm running. Someone just got to pay for it. Dave, you want to pay for my campaign?
I'm not
campaign
talk
with
to Jake.
Soda being the number one.
Talk to Jake. He can fund it.
Right, yeah. I'll bounce between millionaires. I'll see what's going on here. Right, but yeah, like I said, if you want to join the Discord, the link is down in the description. Sorry, we've been talking for like 2 hours. My brain has turned into mush.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the outro is going to be the fun part. If you like to support some monetary value, go to patreon.com/MVPvids. There's the 4 tiers. Just watch the beginning if you want to hear all that stuff again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.